Welcome back to Mind and Manifestation. I'm your girl Minded, your spiritual faces YouTuber friend. And in today's video, we are going to be tackling the idea of why it feels good to be sad. That might sound weird, but if you clicked on this video, you probably know what I'm talking about. Sometimes it just feels good to lay in your bed, not get up, and just lay there and be sad. It sometimes just feels good. A little bit of it is human, It's good to let your emotions come up, sit in them, feel them, but it's more important to even let them go, especially if they're negative. But sometimes it just feels like it just feels extra good to just feel sad. And the question is, why is that? And looking into science, it's purely because feeling sad in some way feels safe. I know you're thinking that sounds completely crazy, but hear me out. When you're in a feeling of sadness and anger throughout your life, whenever you have felt sad, you usually knew what to expect. You knew, oh, I feel sad. I know this is going to happen, and I know I'm going to feel this way. And, I know why I'm sad. You're usually sad if you're not going through some kind of depression or anything else like that. So I will make that disclaimer. If you have clinical depression or you're diagnosed with depression, this is not what I'm talking about. I have no experience in that domain. I am not a psychologist, a therapist, a doctor in any way. So if you need help, please seek help. But this is just for this just general feelings of sadness. Just because you're sad does not mean you're depressed. People do feel sad. That is our human emotions. It's completely normal. I always say you are a heavenly soul having human experiences. So sadness is a part of those human experiences. But when you look throughout your life, whenever you've been sad, you knew what to expect. You know what experiences made you sad. You knew why you were sad, usually. And you know what to expect. That feels safer to you than feeling hopeful, feeling happy, or feeling joyful. Because when you're hopeful, you really don't know what to expect. You're wishing and hoping that something's going to happen. And you also have probably been hopeful in the past where you didn't get a positive result, and which caused you to then be sad. Being happy is also something that may have been connected to a negative experience, which I talked about in my last video, why sometimes we're afraid to be happy. It's simply because the feeling of happiness feels unsafe to you because you're like, oh, I've been happy about things in the past and they haven't worked out. Same thing with being joyful. I've been joyful about things in the past and then bad things happened. And so you kind of built this feeling of it's unsafe almost to feel happy or to live in joy and to be even grateful or to have hope. Because why am I going to hope for something? It's probably not going to happen anyways. I'm probably not going to get it, So you have these feelings of negativity or feelings of something being unsafe for you. Whereas when you're sad and sometimes when you're angry as well, those are pretty safe things. You're like, oh, well, I'm sad now. You know the feeling. You know that usually it can't get any worse. From sadness, you can only go up from there. You know that the sadness and the emotion is going to go over at some point. So you even have hope from the sadness. So you're like, okay, this feels safer to me. Why don't I just dwell in the sadness and dwell in being, unhappy right now? Because I know it's going to get better at some point, but it feels safe right now because I'm not going to be disappointed. I'm not going to be let down. I already know what to expect, right? It just feels safer. So that's why sometimes it just feels good to be sad. I used to literally have my days where I would want nothing more than just lay in bed and just think about sad thoughts and listen to sad music because it feels safe. It felt good because it felt safe. But you waste so much energy and time doing that. Take that time and try to meditate. And I know it's easier said than done. Trust me, flipping the switch from being sad to being happy is not as easy as everybody says. But the more you do it, the better you get at it. The important thing is that you just try. Watch something that's going to make you smile. Watch a stand-up comedy. Listen to some music. Do some art. Do whatever makes you happy or makes you feel better to get you out of that state of sadness, because it's only going to bring upon more negative energy, more negative thoughts, and then you're going to spiral down into the pits of hell is what I call it, where you just are in your head of negative thoughts. We don't want you to get there. So we do everything to make sure that you don't get there, because we spiral as human beings very easily. But I've been having this conversation with a few people, and someone even wrote me a DM about it, and I was like, you know what, I think this is something that if one person's asking about it, usually there's other people thinking about it and maybe don't want to ask or are too afraid to ask. So I decided to tackle the topic. Let me know in the description box below, is there anything else that you would like me to talk about? If you want to connect with me, obviously leave me a comment down below. You can also reach out to me on Instagram. With that being said, guys, stay healthy and wealthy and blessed. Okay, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.